Have you ever seen a leg of ham hanging in a Spanish bar and wondered what makes it so special? That's Jamón Ibérico, Spain's world-famous dry-cured ham made from a rare breed of black Iberian pigs. What sets it apart is the unique marbling of fat within the meat, thanks to the pig's acorn-rich diet and natural lifestyle. It's not just food, it's an art form, aged for years to develop deep flavor, rich aroma, and melt-in-the-mouth texture. In this video, we'll take you inside the fascinating journey of how this culinary treasure is made. Iberico ham has a rich history dating back to the 15th and 16th centuries, when it was first produced in the Candelario region of Salamanca, and believed to be served to Spanish royalty. By the 19th century, ham production had expanded to other areas. Originally, Iberian pork was a humble food for farm workers, and ham legs weren't highly prized due to their small size. But as Spain's economy improved in the late 20th century, demand for ham surged. To meet this, Iberian pigs were crossbred with Duroc Jersey pigs, producing larger hams that matured faster. Today, pigs used for Iberico ham are classified as 100%, 75%, or 50% Iberian, reflecting a blend of tradition and innovation in Spanish gastronomy. For many generations, this ham maker's family has been perfecting the skill of making Iberico ham. It's a tradition that takes time, care, and a deep respect for nature. Everything starts with a special type of pig. The process begins with carefully chosen mother pigs. After being pregnant for about 3.5 months, they give birth to piglets that weigh less than 1 kilogram. In their first weeks, the piglets drink only their mother's milk and quickly learn to recognize her voice. When they stop nursing, they start eating grains and dried beans, helping them grow strong bones and muscles for the next part of their journey. After reaching about 50 kilograms, the pigs move to the dehesa, an open oak woodland unique to the Iberian Peninsula. Here, nature plays its part. The pigs roam freely, foraging on acorns, pelotas, from holm and cork oaks, along with wild herbs and grasses. This phase, called montanera, is the soul of the Iberico ham. Each pig consumes around 8 kilograms of acorns and 3 kilograms of natural forage daily. The acorns, rich in sugars and healthy fats, are what give the ham its signature sweetness, aroma, and melt-in-your-mouth texture. The longer the pigs eat nothing but acorns, the better the final quality of the ham. Once the pigs reach approximately 160 kilograms, they are humanely slaughtered. The back legs are chosen to become hams, while the front legs become palatillas. Every detail matters. Legs are trimmed in a precise rounded cut, about 5 centimeters below the bone. excess fat and tissue are removed, and the legs are massaged from the inside out, without trapped blood. When the fresh pork legs arrive, they are placed in equalization chambers at 1 to 4 degrees Celsius so that all legs reach the same internal temperature before salting. Next, each leg is buried in sea salt, 1 day for every kilogram of meat. The salt draws out moisture and begins the preservation process. Temperature and humidity are carefully monitored, 0 to 5 degrees Celsius and 70 to 90% humidity. Once salted, the legs are washed and massaged again to remove excess salt and any remaining blood. The ham then enters a settling stage of 35 to 45 days in a cool, humid environment to balance the salt throughout the muscle. Afterward, it's moved to a natural drying room where it stays for several months. In the first stage, temperatures range from 6 degrees Celsius to 16 degrees Celsius. Later, they rise to 30 degrees Celsius. Humidity is adjusted as well. The drying rooms have large windows that are opened and closed by hand, allowing the mountain air to flow through, an old technique that's still practiced today. Specialists frequently monitor each piece, and before it's deemed ready, a traditional cala test is performed. An awl made of cow bone is inserted into the ham and brought to the nose. Only an expert nose can tell whether it's time. Did you know that wild boars are wreaking havoc on agriculture, causing over $1.5 billion in damage each year? But what happens when these wild invaders aren't just a problem? They become the target of an all-out eradication campaign. Join us as we dive into the high-stakes world of wild boar hunting, where American farmers are battling millions of these elusive creatures with high-tech traps, strategic hunts, and even helicopters. Don't miss this thrilling look at how farmers are fighting back and what the future holds for wild boar populations. Wild boars may look like rugged woodland creatures, but their presence in the U.S. has become a serious problem, especially for farmers. These invasive animals are responsible for an estimated $1.5 billion in agricultural damage each year, tearing up crops, devouring food meant for livestock, and damaging fencing and irrigation systems. To fight back against the growing threat of wild boars, many farmers have turned to trapping. It's a strategic, high-stakes mission to protect crops, restore balance in nature, and even turn a problem into profit. The journey begins by tracking subtle signs like hoof prints pressed into soft soil, often hidden deep in forests. Once they pinpoint the right area, farmers set up specialized cage traps. Farmers often make late-night trips to check traps. And when they do catch one, it's worth it. Not just for protecting their land, but also for business. Farmed wild boar meat is in high demand and commands a higher price than meat from truly wild boars. With models like free-range forest farming and integrated agriculture pig systems, wild boar farming is becoming a profitable and environmentally beneficial solution across the U.S. Once selected, each ham is cleaned, and any excess fat or mold on the surface is gently removed. Then it is either vacuum sealed or wrapped in breathable waxed paper and cloth, depending on the producer's tradition and the type of ham. To trap wild boars, farmers rely on more than just luck. They use clever, well-engineered traps designed to capture these smart and destructive animals effectively. One of the most popular types is the drop-gate cage trap. It's a sturdy metal enclosure, baited with irresistible foods like fermented corn, sweet potatoes, acorns, or even molasses-soaked grains. Strong-smelling bait that wild boars can't resist. Inside, a pressure plate is placed on the floor, and once a boar steps on it, the gate slams shut behind them. These traps are often equipped with trail cameras or remote monitoring systems, allowing farmers to check for activity without disturbing the site. For larger groups, corral traps are the go-to method. These are much bigger, circular or semicircular enclosures made of strong panels and fencing, often baited over several days to get the entire sounder comfortable entering. Once most of the group is inside, the gate can be manually or remotely dropped, trapping them all at once. This is where time works its magic. Over 2 to 4 years, the ham rests in dark, silent bodegas, cellars. Some producers apply a thin layer of lard or olive oil on the surface to regulate moisture and protect the meat. Inside, the fat slowly melts into the muscle fibers, enriching the texture and developing a complex flavor profile. During this stage, the ham undergoes enzymatic and biochemical transformations. These changes deepen the aroma, color, and taste. Wild boar meat is known for its rich, slightly gamey flavor and lean texture, quite different from regular pork. Because wild boars roam freely, their meat is darker, firmer, and packed with a bold, earthy taste. One of the most popular ways to prepare wild boar is by grilling or roasting, methods that bring out its deep flavor and keep the meat juicy. So, would you be curious to try wild boar meat yourself? What emerges is more than just food. It's a symbol of Spanish culture and craftsmanship. The best Iberico hams have deep red meat, streaks of buttery fat, a delicate aroma, and a flavor that lingers on the tongue. It is a product of nature, patience, and centuries-old knowledge passed down through generations. In areas where wild boar populations are especially out of control, some farmers and wildlife managers turn to precision hunting with scoped rifles as a method of population control. This approach requires skill, patience, and strict adherence to safety and local regulations. Besides early dawn, nighttime is the peak hour for wild boar activity, making it a prime window for hunters to act. Under the cover of darkness, these animals roam more freely, which is why experienced hunters often head out after sunset. Using advanced gear like thermal scopes and night vision equipment, they can spot and track the boars silently from a distance, without disturbing the environment. This high-tech, stealthy approach makes nighttime hunting both effective and necessary, especially in regions In Spain, the art of slicing Iberico ham is taken very seriously. It's not just about cutting meat. It's a performance that combines precision, tradition, and respect for the product. That's why professional ham cutting competitions are held regularly across the country. These events bring together the best cortadores de jamón, ham carvers, who are judged on their skill, technique, speed, presentation, and how much meat they can extract from the ham with minimal waste. Regions where wild boars cause massive damage to farmland. In some parts of the United States, especially in states like Texas, hunting wild boars by helicopter has become an intense and surprisingly effective. The process typically involves a skilled pilot flying low and fast over large stretches of farmland or wilderness, while a trained marksman uses a semi-automatic rifle to take aim at the hogs from the open door of the chopper. Communication between the pilot and shooter is crucial. They work together to spot, track, and approach the animals quickly and safely. The helicopters are often equipped with GPS and radios for precision and coordination with ground teams. Before the flight, areas with high hog activity are identified using trail cameras, thermal drones, or ground scouting. Though controversial to some, this approach is seen by many farmers and landowners as a necessary tactic in the ongoing battle against the fast-breeding, highly destructive wild boar population.